So about a month ago, I've decided to have a little experiment to see how much money I could make or how productive I would be, or if there would be any changes if I focused less on work and less on my business and picked it up in my personal life, and just kind of created more content and been more intentional about the things that I wanted to see shift in my life. And what I've gotten has been more of a lesson than I could even fathom. So I wanted to share that with you guys. So I was sitting here thinking about what would come to mind if I could sum up this month in my productivity, and just kind of seeing how my life has just shifted through certain little things. The one quote that keeps coming up is that you reap what you sow. And I've always known that to be true, but just to really see it in a different light this past month has been just mind-blowing. So I do have a business. I am in the beauty industry. I teach aspiring lash artists, and I have a full clientele as well. So my goal has been to just kind of get from behind the chair at some point. I've done really well for myself in and I couldn't be more proud of myself and what I've done. But, you know, sometimes you put so much into a project or a business and you kind of lose a little bit of that focus on yourself. And it took me a long time to realize that I was really just jaded in life and jaded in love and a whole bunch of things that have happened. And I hadn't dealt with that. And so, of course, I let work kind of consume me. I just worked it all away. I transmuted all that energy into doing well in my business, in which I did. But, you know, once you get over that hump and you get your goals, or you get the things that you want from you working hard, you kind of realize like, okay, well, my personal life had taken a slight backseat. And so in doing more of the things that I used to love to do, like I had stopped putting on makeup, I stopped getting dressed up, I stopped really caring for myself the way that I used to. So I started doing that. And after that picked back up, I was really starting to feel like myself again. I also started to date again, and I started to go out more and just in general go to concerts, go do things that, you know, I've wanted to do for a while that I stopped, you know, doing. And I started expanding on who I was, so more knowledge, deciding who I wanted to be, really, I even got tattoos and all type of things, as I started to really just allow myself to come into this new level of myself. And, you know, for a while I thought that it's kind of I thought I was getting back to myself, starting to do all those things, but I didn't get back to myself. I really just formed into a new person. And, you know, I don't think we realize that giving to ourselves is a part of sowing too, and we reap the rewards from that. So we reap the better relationships, the healthier relationship with yourself. You're more decisive about who you are. You come from a place of intention in all that you do. And that has been so rewarding. Also, I stopped working so much. So this past month, I said that I was not going to work behind the chair more than three, some weeks I did 4, but more than 3 days a week. I didn't take a certain amount of clients. I stopped after a certain time. I didn't take on anyone else. And I wanted to see what would happen if I put myself first. So I didn't change anything about my lifestyle. I didn't stop going out. I didn't stop shopping. I didn't stop doing things. And it's all the things that you think that you would do when you are cutting back. And I said, I'm not going to do any of that. I'm just still going to live my life how I've been living, and live it even more. So I actually went out more. I actually enjoyed myself. I spent more money. I went to more concerts. I did everything that I wanted to do, the facials, the everything. I got, you know, I went crazy. But, you know, I don't know, saying it out loud, it sounds very irresponsible, but I'm going somewhere with this. So I did all those things, and of course I had such a blast, dated some amazing guys, developed more friendships. I started a new workout class. I've started to discover more things that I didn't know that I would even love. And it's just been so amazing. But what really happened was I actually ended up making more money. And that's kind of crazy, but not really, because when you think about it, the more I poured into myself, the more I sown into myself and watered myself just as much as I was watering my business and was watering other things and people outside of me. Once I turned all that back into myself, I was able to produce more. I was able to exude more happiness and more, what's the word that I'm looking for? I was able to like put more into my business and come from a place of like being super excited. Like my energy has been so up. I've been more just, I feel like not even more of my old self, but becoming a new person. And I've been more, I don't know, it's just helped so much. I've become more sure of myself is what I think I'm saying. And I just chose a direction and I chose where to put my energy into, and I just focused on that, and I didn't change anything about what I was already doing. And that really just, you know, did so much. I ended up like started moving into the direction that I wanted to move on, which is teaching more. And I've gotten more girls signed up for classes just by me, my energy being pushed out into the world, that I'm going to get back what I gave, and also sharing. So I do have, like I said, have another YouTube channel, and I've started sharing way more. I've started like really giving more of myself on there. And even on here, like been giving more of myself and, you know, expressing and not letting things be bottled up, just allowing myself to be. And what I'm finding is it's circling back around, and I'm just so thankful that everything is just working out for me, like more than I ever thought that it would at this time in my life. And, you know, I learned that valuable lesson about sowing and reaping, and more so to yourself. It's like we always like to sow into everyone else, but we forget to sow into ourselves. And, you know, if you don't take care of yourself, you guys, you're not going to be able to do or produce the things that you really want. You're not going to be able to help the people. You're not going to be able to do anything worthwhile with your life if you don't look at yourself as worthy of being poured into. So if that's one thing I could tell you guys, is to just work on putting a little bit more into yourself, because you cannot go wrong. Like, you're going to get a blessing out of it regardless of, you know, you're going to learn more about yourself. Like, and that is so much priceless, instead of like just keep going and then you have no clue who you are. Like, you got all this money, but it's like you can't even just sit at home by yourself and enjoy it. So, or you just can't be alone and like enjoy your presence. Like, I spent so much time by myself in this last month, and it's been the best ever. So I hope that helps you guys, like really make yourself a priority, because like I said, you can't go wrong.